Hi, this is Courtney Reed, and you're tuning in to Cue the Conversation with Molly.
Mic is on, the show's begun. Cue the conversation. Three, two, one.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cue the Conversation. I'm your host, Molly, and each week I get to interview someone from Broadway or a national tour and get to talk about all their fun experiences and some cool stories and just have a great time. So today's special guest is none other than the amazing Courtney Reed, who originated the role of Jasmine on Broadway in Aladdin and was the first Satine in the Moulin Rouge national tour. Before I get into the interview, I wanted to shout out this amazing small business that makes playbill earrings. I have like so many pairs of them, but I don't know if you can see. They are amazing. You literally can get any playbill you want. It's Broadway Dork Designs on Etsy, and I think it's the same username on Instagram. So make sure to go check. Her name is Jackie. Make sure to go check out her business. Amazing. Oh, also, I wanted to mention that yesterday I just saw that The Outsiders announced their Stay Gold pressing of the soundtrack vinyl, which makes me so excited. I really want it. It's so cool. It's like so beautiful. I already have the regular pressing that came out like last year, I think. So I'll have to look out for that one and see. Hopefully, I can get it. But yeah, let's get into the interview. Joining me now is the wonderfully talented Courtney Reed. How are you, Courtney?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. So
Awesome.
you originated the role of Jasmine on Broadway. What is it like being the first person to be a role on Broadway, and what does it mean to you?
Oh my goodness. Well, it means the absolute world to me. It was one of the highlights of my career, absolutely. Especially playing Princess Jasmine. She was, such an integral part of my childhood. I watched Aladdin with my older sister on repeat, basically on VHS back in the day. I'm not sure you probably know what VHS is, but
Yeah.
you. And yeah, it's intimidating. It's kind of it's really exciting, but it's also scary. There's especially portraying an iconic princess or any really Disney princess or any princess at all or original Broadway company, there's comparisons and there's judgment and there is a lot of expectation from you and what you should deliver. But I learned a lot from that experience. And if I could go back, I think I wouldn't have put so much pressure on myself. But it really was such a special, special time in my life. And I will always cherish it forever and ever.
Yeah, I love that. It's so special, for
Thank
sure.
you.
Mhm. So if you had to pick one person to star alongside, who would it be and which show would it be?
Oh my goodness. Well, I would have to say John Cardoza. He was one of my Christians on the national tour of Moulin Rouge.
Yes, I love
And
him.
I love him too. And he is one of my bestest friends in the entire world. And we just had so much fun together. And we just had a blast on and off stage. We were always, clowning around, but at the same time, he's a true and honest performer. And I think it's really difficult to find a combination of someone who's really, really easy to work with and really fun to work with, but also in the same vein, delivers on stage every single night to the point where it makes your job sort of easier. When you're playing opposite
Mhm.
someone, a lot of times you're just sort of feeding off what they're giving you. And John gave me so much every night, and it was just for me a match made in heaven. And he's one of my bestest friends, if not my best friend in the entire world now. And so I'm just like, we're always just thinking about what can we do together again? What show can we do together again? So yeah, that would be my dream, to star opposite John Cardoza again. We don't even have to star in it. We could just
Yes,
be in a show together. I'd be so happy.
I love that. Great choice.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
actually I saw him in the Karate Kid musical in
No
St.
way.
Louis.
You're
Mhm.
kidding.
No, I did. I
What
actually
are
did.
the
It was
chances?
crazy.
That's amazing. I
I
love.
know, yeah. And at the time, like it was like what, 3 years ago maybe?
Yeah,
Like I had no idea. It's
I
crazy.
know. He was like a star in the making.
Yes, for sure. So, I love visiting the stage door when I go to see any show. Do you have a favorite stage door memory?
Oh my goodness, I have so many favorite stage door memories. Um, oh, geez. I have some really, really loyal Japanese fans that have been with me from the very, very beginning and have followed me and have come to see all of the shows that I've done, including even Disney Princess the concert. And
Oh,
they'll
wow.
even in Japan, they'll come and they'll make sure that they see me in shows that I've done there. And I've really only done one show in Japan, and even Taiwan, like they'll fly to Taiwan to come and see me. It's pretty incredible. And they always give me the most incredible gifts. I am telling you, Japan has the coolest merch and gifts that you will ever find. And so I have some really, really fun, cherished items that I will hold near and dear to my heart forever. So I would have to say, shout out to my incredible Japanese fans that have been loyal to me from day one.
That's so sweet. I
Thank
love that.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm. So, you were Satine on tour and on Broadway. What's like the experience with your experiences, how were they different or similar, and which one did you like enjoy more?
Oh my goodness. Well, there's nothing like being on Broadway. It's like it is the pinnacle. It is the top of the top. And so it was such an honor to do the Broadway company and amongst a lot of the original company members and people that had been there for many years. So I learned so much from them. Um, but there's also nothing like starting a company at the same time. This was post pandemic. It was the first show that a lot of us, basically the entire company, had done post pandemic. So we were just so grateful to be there. And it felt like we were sort of starting really fresh with this company. And although the show had opened on Broadway, it was, they were letting us put our own stamp on this production and they were making some tweaks along with us. And so it felt so collaborative and, molding. Connor Ryan was my Christian from the very beginning for the first year. And so we got to really play and mold these characters to each other. That was so much fun. He is out of this world talented, so unbelievably present as an actor, and has like the most incredible voice. Wow. I mean, he's just so talented. And Austin Durant, who I also got to play opposite, with on Broadway as Ziedler, and that company, I think, that just gelled. I think when all of the pieces of the puzzle sort of like fit together perfectly, we had so much fun on stage, so much fun off stage. They would. I had this thing in my dressing room that we called Cafe Rouge, and it was this espresso machine that me, Connor Ryan, Austin Durant purchased for the company, and we didn't know where to place it, and it ended up being in my dressing room. So people would come and get coffee, and then we would provide snacks, and there'd be like a wall of snacks. And before the show intermission, after the show, people would come by, and it was just social hour like every show. It just felt like, I don't know, it was such a dream come true. And that tour, we had such a lucky schedule. We were in sit downs for months, in Chicago, which is where I'm from, and Los Angeles and San Francisco, and really dreamy places to be sitting down. So that was my first national tour. So I had never done anything like that. I was just like, this is the best life. So
Yeah.
yeah, if I could go back, I would do that again. a million times over. It was just so fun.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Do you have like a dream role that you have yet to play?
Oh my goodness. You know, it's so interesting. For years, people kept asking me that question, and it was always Satine. Um, there would have to be something new that would come in that could top that role. I mean, it just really had everything in my wheelhouse, everything that I had been wanting to do in a show for so long that it would be so difficult to top that. So my answer right now is well, first of all, I'm too old now, but I'd love to play Glinda in Wicked. I just
Oh,
think that she is
yes.
so fun and she is so hilarious. And I just love comedy. That's like one of my favorite things to do is comedy. So I'd love to do that somewhere, like maybe like a concert version because I'm too old now. But my real dream role is to be a mom. I'd love to be a mom, and I
Oh,
really just I really want to do that in the future, hopefully in the near future. So yeah, I hope that I'm lucky enough to be a mom. That would be my next
yes.
dream role.
So, do you have any crazy like on stage mishap stories?
Oh my goodness, I have so many crazy on stage mishap stories. Let me think of one that maybe I haven't told yet. Uh, Geez, there are really so many to choose from. I mean, I've like fallen on stage. I've said, oh goodness, this one actually like really scared me for so long. Is I really went up on my vocal line in Firework on Broadway, and
Mhm.
I just don't even know what I said. I just completely blanked. Uh, and I think that I don't know the words that came out of my mouth even make any sense at all. And I was like, wait, what did I just say? And I just went to the white room. That's what they say. You go to the white room, you just forget everything. That was so
Mhm.
scary. But there was a time in the West End doing Aladdin where the carpet just didn't work that day. And the stage manager came to my room at intermission and said, I'm so sorry, we're doing the concert version of A Whole New World tonight because the carpet broke. I was like, no. And then they quickly taught me the staged version, like the concert version of it, where you sort of just stand there and sing opposite each other. It was so eggy on the face. It was terrible. And then there was one time where we couldn't get off the carpet at the end for the button of the kiss on Broadway. And Trent Saunders was on as Aladdin, and the carpet usually will spin up and spin down and then stop, and then you get off of the carpet and the scenery comes in and you kiss at the end. And the carpet just didn't ever stop spinning. So we were like, I guess we're finishing the song up here. And then they brought the curtain
Oh
in and,
no.
please hold the show for technical difficulties. There was a time on Broadway with Casey Cott in Moulin Rouge, where the set pieces at the end of Act One, the uh, the Eiffel Tower comes in and
Mhm.
aerialists come in, and it's a whole thing. And all of a sudden, the set wasn't moving, and we just finished the whole show as a concert version of the end of Act One of Elephant Love Medley, and we just looked
Oh
at each other.
no.
And actually, at one point, oh, I did this with Derek too. We did finish the show, and what I think is so funny is that the ensemble, because they couldn't go on stage and finish doing the choreography, they just sat off
Mhm.
watch just to see what we were gonna do.
Oh.
And when we exited, we were like, yes! But at one point, Casey Cott and I, during that moment, because that happened twice, Casey just started spinning me around in a circle. It was so funny. Oh my goodness. I need to call him. That reminded me, I need to call him. I miss him so much. But we just spun around in a circle and he started laughing and ran off stage.
Oh
And
my
so I
goodness.
followed him. It was really funny. Oh my goodness. Yeah,
That's
really
so
good times.
funny.
Really good times.
Yeah. So a little bit of a silly question. If Satine and Jasmine got into a fight, who would win?
Oh my goodness. Unfortunately, I have to say Satine for sure. She's just been through so much. She's
Yeah.
been through so much, and she really She's lost a lot of hope. She's so opposite of Jasmine. I love this question, by the way. I've never gotten it before. This
Oh,
is
thank you.
a really great question. Jasmine has yet to see the world. She's very innocent and she's very strong-willed, strong-minded. She's has such a great heart. Oh my goodness, she is of the people. She is the best, but she really doesn't know the world at all. And bless Satine, she has been through so much that she's just so jaded. And I think what's so opposite about them and so also similar is that they're both such strong women that really care for the greater good and for everyone else in their their realm, that they will choose other people over themselves. But bless Satine, she's so jaded. As she really she sees so much hope in the eyes of Christian. And I think she also does, as Jasmine sees so much of that hope and innocence too in Aladdin as well. And so those are the similarities there. But yeah, Satine would win for sure.
I love that answer. If you had to make anything into a Broadway musical, what would you choose?
Oh my goodness. I was just having this conversation with John Cardoza, and we think Bridesmaids would be a really good musical.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't it be a good musical? I mean, it would be like
Yes.
Happy or Legally Blonde or something like that. I think that would be so fun. Yeah. Oh no, I just gave it away. Now someone's going to steal the idea.
Oh. So, is there anything from Aladdin that was like changed before it went to Broadway?
Oh my goodness, great question. Yes, so many
Thank you.
things changed before it went to Broadway. I think one of the big successes of Aladdin was that when we did our out of towns, we did 2 out of town tryouts, and both of them got really terrible reviews, really bad reviews.
Oh.
And I think it was because the idea, they had strayed away a little bit from the film, in the sense that a lot of these original ideas that Alan Menken and Howard Ashman had and the creators had were that Aladdin was going to have these 3 best friends, which ended up being in the show, of course. It would be really difficult, obviously, to bring a monkey and into a stage version of a show, or also, a tiger, Raja. So everyone
Mhm.
would say, "Well, are Abu and Raja in the show?" I'm like, "No, unfortunately, no." And they had already done Lion King, and Lion King has all the puppets and everything like that, which was stunning. I think one of the big successes of Lion King is that they stayed so true to the film. I mean, it was so similar. It was like almost like a copy and paste, and the audience is gonna love something like that. They don't really like change, and so a lot of the changes that were in place were that the 3 best friends narrated the show, and so they
Oh.
started the show off, and people were just very confused. They were like, "Who are these people? We don't know. This is taking some time to figure out like what's going on here." And then Jasmine, Alan Menken and Howard Ashman wrote a song for Jasmine called "Call Me a Princess," and it's this like really bratty song where she's like, "Call me a princess, I don't care, call me obsessed with nails and hair." And it's this like really sassy brassy song, which is honestly like such a cute song, but does not work for the character, because they had written her
Oh.
to sort
Mhm.
of originally be, for the film, they had written her to be kind of bratty, and she didn't end up being that in the film, obviously. And a lot of these ideas
Mhm.
sort of died when Howard Ashman passed. And so Alan Menken said, "I really want to honor Howard and bring some of these old songs and put them back in the show." They just didn't work. And so, they said, "Okay, well, why don't we try and make this song work by having her fend off the suitors? The suitors are coming in, then she's going to put on this act that she's really bratty, and then they're going to be like, 'I don't want to be with her.'" And so
Oh.
we tried everything. Oh my goodness, Casey Nicola tried everything. He put pillows on me. I had feathers coming out of my head. My head. I was like dancing around and shoving the boys around. And actually it was this like really cute dance number. And then they realized, oh my goodness, no, because the reviewers kept saying, oh my goodness, she's so unlikable. The first time you meet her, she's just so bratty. And so they then wrote in the middle of the out of town, of the second out of town, Alan Menken wrote These Palace Walls, and they put that into the show. And so I was learning that during the day and performing Call Me a Princess at night, and then had to put that into the show. But it ended up, what they did was they took all the notes that all the reviews said, and a lot of the collaborators were just so great in making these changes, and I think that was due to the success of the show. That was why the show was so successful, was because they really listened to the people and they made those changes. And now, 11 years later, the proof is in the pudding. The show is still running, it's still going strong. So,
Yep.
yeah. But yeah, great question. Lots of changes.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're welcome.
Yeah, that's crazy. I always love to hear about like what has changed from like when the show started to like now. I always love hearing about that.
Yeah, I think a lot of times shows aren't successful because the creative team or whoever is creating the show, it's they hold it too near and dear, to the point where to their detriment, really, that they can't see outside of their work. And a lot of times you have to see outside of it. You need outside people to come in and see it and go, hey, this is what needs to change in order for it to be a little bit more successful. But that's
Hmm.
hard. It's hard to do when you're so attached to something. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So before an interview with someone, I like to go on YouTube and like search up a bunch of like videos of like their performances and try to like, see what they've like sang over the years at like 54 Below or whatever. So I actually found a video from, I think it was like 11 years ago, of you singing "Gravity" by Sarah Bareilles, which is like my favorite song. It was so good. I love that song, and I was like, oh my gosh.
What? Where is this? Gravity by Sarah.
I don't even know where it was, but it was like 11 years ago or something.
Oh my goodness. Oh goodness, my voice 11 years ago was so bad. When I think about what
No,
I
it wasn't. Not at all.
Oh, bless your sweet soul. Oh my goodness. I used to sing that song. Um, oh my goodness. I used to sing that song at auditions, and especially 11 years ago, when I was younger and always dealing with heartbreak in relationships, that song was the easiest and best song for my book to sing in auditions, because it would immediately take me to a place of just like heartbreak and sadness. It's
Yeah.
where you're like, yeah, use it. But yeah, wow, Gravity, that is so funny. Oh my gosh, I'm mortified. I haven't seen that in a long time. I am
Yeah.
after this. I'm gonna like Google it and be like, Courtney Reed Gravity? What?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That means a lot. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. So, the state of Broadway now is very different from like what it's looked like over the years. I've noticed like unfortunately some shows don't last very long now. What do you think? Like what is your opinion on the like Broadway state right now?
Oh my goodness. It's such a risk. It's such a risk to produce a Broadway show. You never know if it's going to be successful or not. And, I was actually a part of a couple of the developmental readings of Once Upon a One More Time. It wasn't always called Once Upon a One More Time, I don't think. I think even when I started, it was something different, but it's the Britney Spears musical. And
Mm.
you would think that because it's Britney Spears music, that it would be so successful. And, I loved watching the show. I thought it was a blast. I had so much fun. And things like that make me really sad, because, people invest so much money. And a lot of times they just see the money sort of just fly out the window, and they never get their investment back. And that's why I think it's really incredible when shows run for Aladdin 11 years, and Moulin Rouge is in its fifth year, and that's so wonderful and exciting. And but yeah, it's such a risk. And I just think, I don't know, I'm fearful that the I'm fearful that live theater is kind of like a dying art, and I don't even want to put that into the universe because I can't imagine a world without live theater because there's nothing
I
like it.
know.
But I think we're overstimulated by these sort of quick, fast fixes that we get on TikTok and Instagram and social media, and they're great and they're clever and there's a lot of wonderful things that come out of it, but I just hope that people don't stop coming to the theater to just really appreciate the art of it and you know
Mm-hmm.
the village that it takes to create something like that. I don't know, I'm hopeful but I'm also fearful. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's so hard. Yeah.
it's hard, it's really hard. So I'm you
Mm-hmm.
know I think sometimes in this industry people sort of laugh at shows that open and close really quickly, and I think that that's just really heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking for everyone involved.
Yeah,
That's so sad. Takes
for
so
sure.
much to bring a show to Broadway. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So, let's get into the little rapid fire section
I
that
love
I've
this.
prepared.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Favorite food?
Indian.
Oh, yes. Favorite color?
Pink.
Favorite movie?
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
I love that.
Me too.
Uh, favorite TV show?
Friends.
Favorite Broadway show?
Moulin Rouge.
Yes. Favorite music artist or band?
Oh, Mariah Carey.
Oh my gosh, great answer.
Thank you.
I
Thank
love
you.
Mariah.
Me too.
Yes. Favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Oh yes, mine too.
The best.
And go-to karaoke song.
I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor.
Oh yeah.
That song, oh my goodness, that song booked me my first Broadway show. I
Oh
I
no
used to sing
way.
that song at karaoke all the time, and when Mamma Mia called me in, this was after that was my Broadway debut. After college, I studied in Chicago at Roosevelt University. Actually, fun fact is I'm doing an 80th anniversary solo show at my alma mater in a couple weeks, and so it's like kind of fun to
Oh
like
no
look back
way.
at my at the my my old school days at Roosevelt. But yeah, it was 5 months after I graduated, and I had done 3 shows in Chicago, and then I got an audition for Mamma Mia, and they called me back and they said, "Do you have a pop song?" I said, "I don't. You know, back in the day, you don't really like have pop songs." And so
Right, yeah.
to the library because back in the day you couldn't even like search and then print a song online. You'd have to go to the library. So I went to the library and
Oh,
printed out like literally that very day of my callback. I printed out "I Will Survive." I sang it, and I danced again. And then the next day, my agent called and she said, "Do you want to be on Broadway?" I couldn't believe it. I was like, "This is what?" Like, So yeah, that Gloria Gaynor's "I Will Survive" has a very special place in my heart forever and ever.
I love that. That's so special.
Thank you.
hmm Okay, so is there anywhere you want the viewers to like follow you or anything you want to plug?
Follow me on Instagram. I do love Instagram. I don't get into the TikTok thing. It's too much for me.
Yes,
I don't know. I don't know. I'm too old for it. But
I
Instagram,
understand.
right? You get it. You get it. Instagram at
hmm
Rhodes Reed, RHODESREED. Rhodes is my middle name. And you know what? Courtney Reed is taken. And it's taken
Oh,
like Instagram. It's taken by someone who like doesn't post ever. And so I like tried to like buy her out, but she won't take it.
oh.
She won't take it. I'm like, come on. I just want
Maybe
to have.
someday she'll
I
delete
want
her
Courtney
account.
Reed. I know exactly.
Yeah. Mhm.
But yeah. Thank you for having me. This has
Well,
been
this
a
yes,
blast.
thank you for coming on. This has been so much fun.
Yay.
Thank you so
God,
much.
you're welcome. You're welcome.
Well, that was the interview. Thank you so much to Courtney Reed for coming on and having me interview her. She was amazing, and I had such a blast interviewing her. I loved talking about Moulin Rouge. I mean, Moulin Rouge is one of my favorite shows, so it was so cool to hear all her experiences with Moulin Rouge and talk about Jasmine and, all the other good stuff that we talked about. Make sure to go follow her on Instagram at Rhodes Reed. And that's this week's episode. See you next week. That concludes this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to go follow me on Instagram at Cue the Conversation Podcast and on TikTok at Cue the Conversation. Don't forget, new episodes release every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and listen in on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. That's my cue. Thanks for joining the conversation. See you next time.